Okay, welcome once again to online tutorial for philosophy courses. We are still on introduction to metaphysics, and in this video, we'll be looking at the problem of God and evil, and then this uh, problem deals with the issue on the existence of God and evil in the world. So, particularly, we'll be looking at the existence of God, the argument for it, the argument against it, the schools on this problem. We are those who are going to be looking first. And firstly, let me start by saying that this issue is one that we cannot simply overlook, because one way or another, we humans are related to the issue of God and the evil in the world also. So it is one that is concerned about making claims about the existence of God, and also claims about God not existing. Metaphysics has to do with existence, questions about existence, questions about reality. Okay, so it is important for us to look at this, understand this. Okay, so the first school here is this theism, right? That is one aspect that agree that there is at least one deity or God, right? So the theists are hold the view that God exists, he is in existence. We might not be able to see God, right? Sorry, might not be able to see God, but he is in existence. We might not know how it look like, but God exists. And in the arguments, we are going to be looking at various positions that they put forward to make these claims. Okay, now we have the agnosticism. Okay, this is a skeptical school of thought that doesn't really commit to the argument of the existence of God. They try to avoid such arguments and sit on the fence, right? In matters like this, sometimes they're called the doubting Thomas. Okay, so the next goal is atheism. Now, when we hear this word atheist, these people, they don't believe in God. These are people that they doubt the existence of God. In fact, it's not even doubt, they deny it, right? So this the term atheism was gotten from the Greek word atheos, atheos, which mean without God. So to them, there is an absence of belief in the existence of deities. Okay, so they are an opposing school of thought to theism. Okay, so now let's quick look at some of the arguments for the existence of God. Firstly, we have the common consent argument, and here they say that since everyone believes that there is God, we ought also to believe that there is God. Okay, so the question now is it everyone that believes that there is God? Okay, so let's take a look at what Saint Augustine posited. He said that man has a natural ability to perceive the reality of God, so there is no need for denial, but all we need to do is give an explanation of the existence of God. Okay, so to him, we have that natural ability to perceive that there is God. Okay, so the other argument is argument from religious experience, and here they cite the events that happens in the Bible or the Quran. Okay, so as philosophers, we can't say those events did not happen. We all they have to question now is, can we now use those events to make claims to generalize that there is God, because it is not everybody that believe in what is in the Bible or the Quran. So in this argument, they actually cite religious experience, like the encounter of Paul in with Jesus Christ in Damascus. Okay, where he encountered God and then believed that Jesus Christ exists, right? Is Lord and so on, right? Okay, so that is one of those citations from religious experience to prove that there is God. Okay, so we have the argument from science, and here they say that various scientific discovery are an evidence of the existence of God. Now, those discovery are made possible by God. Now, for example, the law of gravity, anything that goes up must come down. This was the work of God, that anything that goes up must surely come down. So yeah, they argue from those scientific discovery, right, that they are a product of God work. So yeah, those who criticize this uh, arguments are saying that the people who posted this are just trying to create imaginations of things that they do not know. Okay, and then we have the conscience, or you can call it ethical. Right, we're going to talk more on it. There's another ethical one I'm going to talk on. Right. Okay, so in the conscience, they say that why are we going to be asking that, is there God? When you ask this kind of question, doesn't your conscience prick you that why will we be asking this kind of question? So this is their position. Okay, so we shouldn't ask questions like this because if our conscience pricks us to ask this question, that means there's someone that puts that conscience there, that planted it there, and that person is God. So one of the critics of this theory was David Hume, right? So you know that Oniwala. Okay, so David Hume said, what of the disorderliness that we now have, people that we can see do are acting like people without conscience? Do we now see that they were not created by God? Okay, so then we have the cosmological argument. I'm moving on to the powerful ones now. The cosmological argument was majorly proposed by Aristotle, and so in this argument, everything are in motion. Something is moving another, right? And so for if we have A, B, C, D, C is pushing D, that means there's something that is pushing C, and that is B. So B is pushing C, right? And for B to be pushing C, something is actually pushing B too, and that is A, right? Now, if we do want to look that something is moving A, we can't find anything that is actually moving A. We'll definitely get it to a point where we can't claim that there's another mover. So that point is the first move, and this first move is also called the unmoved mover by Aristotle, and this unmoved mover can be said to be God. Okay, so this is one strong argument, right? That we can all agree that everything is actually in motion. If we have seen pictures of the planet, we can see that they are actually moving. So all these things are actually moved by one thing. If you want to make decisions too, it's something that moves you, right? So many things like this. So we cannot deny motion, right? Except you are a disciple of Parmenides. Okay, so uh, the argument of cosmological argument is that things are in motion, and there is an unmoved mover that is actually moving those things that are moving other things, but is not moved. Okay, so the next one is the ontological argument, and yeah, this one was majorly propounded by Saint Anselm. He said that taking God by definition, that God is supreme and a perfect being, we can't claim to understand God in our mind and deny his existence in reality. We attribute these features to God, right, on our mind. We assume that, okay, even if you do not believe in God, there is always the assumption that there's something greater, right? Now, something greater that nothing other can be greater than. Okay, so now this position, how can you now claim that there's something greater, right, which nothing is greater than, then you now deny that that thing does not exist in reality, right? So yeah, he's saying that that's greater, that one that is greater and cannot be imagined, uh, right, just ordinary in our understanding alone, it must also be understood in reality, right? Okay, so this is St. Anselm's statement. There exists something which a greater than cannot be imagined, both in understanding and in reality. So, in this point, God exists. For you to imagine that there's something greater and you attach the supreme and perfect being to that, that means that thing does not exist only on the mind alone, but in reality too. Okay, so now we have the moral arguments by Karl Marx. This is also very interesting. Okay, so yeah, Karl Marx said that everyone is seeking the highest good. And for anything that man seek, it is possible for us to attain this thing. Okay, so to him, the highest good can only be attained in eternal life with God, and that is why the good people, they have a very short life than the miserable people. Okay, but these good people are compensated with an eternal life with God. So for the highest good to be only attained in eternal life with God, that means God exists. Okay, so that is the moral argument, and it is true that people strive to for the highest good, right? Okay, so the last one of the most interesting and logical uh, argument is a teleological argument, and here they claim that if you look at the world, the universe and its components, there's orderliness and beauty in it, and there cannot be orderliness and beauty without a mastermind, without an intellectual or uh, one that is behind it. And so, for the world to have this orderliness and beauty and the shape in everything, like the sun is round, the rain fall in its time, the sun shine in its time, that means it must be the work of one intellectual being, and that being to them is God. And we cannot deny that the world actually have design and order. Okay, but David Hume came with the position that it is not entirely everything that is in order. There will always be argument. I told you the Hume is only wala. Charles Darwin said that the world is still in transition. That is, there's still some changes. So everything is not fixed like a particular design. Okay, so that is that on the problem of the existence of God. And okay, so should we? Okay, I think that is enough for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly subscribe and keep following us for more video. Turn on notification. Thank you so much. God bless you.